the next several hours. Here's a look at the records. We have tied the record so far in Medford, but breaking the record high for today in Klamath Falls and smashing the records in Montague and Mount Shasta. Now tomorrow, still another very hot day, but tracking the threat for thunderstorms east of the Cascades. A red flag warning has been issued. We'll talk more about that and a look at your forecast through the rest of the work week coming up.
On the fire watch, firefighters in Klamath County are continuing to fight the Yellow Jacket fire, the Sycan River fire, and another fire reported only a short time ago. Fire officials say the Sycan fire is burning at 679 acres. It is just 10% contained. 85% of the fire, though, is line. It's burning 20 miles north of Beatty and is no longer growing. The Yellow Jacket fire, which began yesterday, is 34 acres. Officials say it is 20% contained. It is fully lined, and there are even mop-up activities underway already. Level 2 evacuations remain in place for Sycan Forest Estates. There are no evacuations in place for the Yellow Jacket fire. The Incident Fire Commander is also reporting a new fire in Klamath County. It's believed to be near Whiskey Creek, but that cannot be confirmed right now. Newswatch 12 Samantha Didion has been on the scene for us at both of those fires today. Samantha, what can you tell us?
Yeah, good afternoon, Brian. I'm out in Bly, and today I spoke with the incident commanders at both the Sycan River fire and the Yellow Jacket fire. Both of these fires are currently burning between Bly and Beatty. They say that no structures are currently being threatened by either of these fires, and the mop-up process is in progress for both. The incident commander at the Yellow Jacket fire says that the game plan for the rest of the day is to finish up the containment, which was last reported to be 20%, and push along the mop-up process, like you mentioned, that started today. He said the only challenge that these crews are facing is the heat that Klamath County is seeing today. Over at the Sycan River fire, the incident commander there says that the containment is now at 15%, which is 5% more than was reported this morning. And he says that after today's efforts, they're expecting to lower the evacuation level from 2 to 1. And both of these fires are still under investigation, but firefighters say that they believe the Sycan River fire to be human caused. And they say that fires happening this early in the season is very eye-opening for what's to come for the rest of fire season. Fire crews were actually just telling me earlier today that a typical fire season lasts around 90 days, but they've already been fighting fires this year for 60 days. And it's only the first day of June. They say the heat that we're seeing today is typically what they expect in July and August. So they're urging everyone to be careful and use caution as a long fire season is expected. And of course, we'll continue to bring you the very latest on both of these fires and that new developing fire as we learn more.
So the day reporting live outside of Bly tonight. It's been more than 7 months since the Alameda fire tore through the cities of Phoenix and Talent. Newswatch 12's Adam Schoombs spoke with one man who recently took his first steps inside his new home after losing everything last year.
The before pictures.
Only thing that was saving was what was in the garage and was steel.
And the after pictures.
They were just melted globs here on the floor, in the garage floor.
Tell a familiar story for Alameda fire survivors.
The firefighter guy said they estimated the temperature inside my garage at that time was 6,000 degrees.
Ronald Croy's lived in the Rogue Valley since the 1980s.
Because I had my own press and service grinder, valve grinding stuff and all that. I had probably over $200,000 worth of tools that I got.
He, like many others, lost nearly everything they owned the night of September 8th.
That flag out there on that pole, that was flying the night my house burnt. That was on national TV. That's the only time I saw my house burn was on national TV.
Old Glory still stands tall today at the same house Ron now calls home.
Once they told me when I was going to get in here, I'd just been pumped for several days, really. So, but it's all clear now.
Ron will tell you that there's nothing better than home sweet home.
That flag stayed, and I said when I get all built up, I'm going to have me a picture taken underneath that old flag. You can tell it's been through a fire, all charcoal and dirty. And I'm going to be out there shaking my fist at the sky saying I'm still here.
As he tries to make each day better than the day before.
I can think back through my lifetime there's some days there were some pretty tough times. But you know, you deal with it. And I try to stay with a positive attitude. I guess that's the best answer I can say.
In Phoenix, Adam Schoombs, Newswatch 12.
Today, Senator Ron Wyden was briefed on our ongoing fire season by local fire agencies. The dry and hot conditions were the main topic of discussion. The U.S. Forest Service, the Oregon Department of Forestry, BLM, and the National Weather Service explain the conditions that are expected and ongoing. The senator says he is sounding the alarm about these record-breaking temperatures that we are dealing with right now.
I usually like Oregon to be in the record-setting business, but not for record dry months in April and May.
Now, the senator went on to say that he wants the federal government to be a better partner in the fight against these fires, and he plans to get funding for personnel on the ground, as well as funding for hazardous fuel reduction efforts. One of our top stories tonight, the Jackson County Board of Commissioners will receive a report tomorrow from an outside firm. The report will assess the county's response to the wildfires from last September. Now, the county hired the emergency management consulting group IEM to do an independent review. IEM interviewed members of at least 50 agencies, reviewed operations plans and documents to compile data and complete its report. We'll be covering and sharing the contents of that report tomorrow, so be sure to stay with us on air and online at kdrv.com. Today, the Grants Pass couple was arraigned in court after allegedly threatening Grants Pass parkgoers with weapons. One person is accused of firing a handgun into the air, and police say that happened yesterday. Grants Pass police responded to a call last night about an armed man in Tussing Park threatening people. Police arrived and found the armed suspect, 56-year-old David Dapper. He was detained. Police say his wife, 58-year-old Fawn Dapper, was also on the scene, intoxicated and armed with a large knife. Police say witnesses told them the couple was upset with all of the noise coming from the crowded park. Witnesses say that David Dapper pointed his handgun at people and then fired it into the air. The couple is now in the Josephine County Jail facing numerous charges, including unlawful use of a weapon and menacing. Following up now, a murder suspect we told you about, Lorenzo Fisher, was arraigned today in a Jackson County Superior courtroom. He's accused of killing a man outside of Weldon Cleaners on Saturday. He's facing numerous charges, including second-degree murder and unlawful use of a weapon. That incident took place on Saturday night in Medford. Police responded to a call about a man shot in the parking lot of the Weldon's Cleaners. The victim, 55-year-old Robert Howes, died shortly after reaching the hospital. Police say the victim, Howes, and the suspect, Fisher, didn't know each other, but had some kind of an argument inside the Cleaners. The encounter went outside, and police say Fisher shot Howes from his car and then drove off. Police later called Fisher, and he agreed to turn himself in. He was taken into custody early Sunday morning. Fisher does have a criminal history. In the year 2000, he was convicted of a felony charge of sexual assault of a child. A 58-year-old man is accused of sexually assaulting a 9-year-old girl. He was arraigned today in Klamath County. Police said sometime between May 23rd and May 25th, Joseph Elmore Woods sexually assaulted the girl while she was in a car parked along the roadway near Klamath Falls. And the victim said he'd been assaulted by Woods before, and the most recent incident was recorded on Woods' cell phone. He's facing a long list of charges, including first-degree sexual abuse and contributing to the delinquency of a minor. Another suspect was arraigned today, this time in Josephine County. 53-year-old Nathaniel Wetcherly was read his charges, including 2 felonies and a misdemeanor. He's accused of attacking a police officer during the Boatneck Festival on Friday, May 28th. Grants Pass police say that officer was wrestling with a suspect on the ground, a different suspect, when Wetcherly came up and kicked the officer in the face, knocking her unconscious. Nearby officers fought with Wetcherly and arrested him. The injured officer was taken to the hospital. At the time of the attack, Wetcherly was out of post-prison supervision for a previous assault on a police officer. A money alert tonight. Local breweries are part of Oregon's economy, and now we're learning the toll that pandemic took on those businesses. A new economic report says that 3,000 Oregon jobs related to beer were lost in 2020. The job loss was largely due to state-mandated restrictions and closures of restaurants, bars, tap rooms, and stadiums. Before the pandemic, the state had nearly 400 breweries, creating more than 43,000 jobs, and they generated $6.6 billion in economic activity. The final round of landlord compensation is open today. $60 million in assistance is available to cover past due rent owed by eligible tenants that was accrued from April 1st of 2020 through June 30th of 2021. The Oregon legislature allocated a total of $150 million to this landlord compensation fund. This is the final round. The program is designed to help landlords who've been unable to collect rent due to tenant hardships. To find out more information and check if you're eligible, you can head to the link at the bottom of your screen. With California facing a housing shortage, some state lawmakers want to make it easier for developers to build houses on commercial sites. A bill that cleared the state Senate last week is aimed at growing the number of closed shopping malls and big box retail stores. It would let developers build houses on those sites without going through the hassle of changing local zoning. Another bill would pay local governments to change zoning to let developers build affordable housing. Oregon, Washington, and the Yakama Nation are in talks now with the Biden administration on a long list of stretches of the Columbia River to make it a Superfund site. Contaminants known as PCBs were found in high levels in the early 2000s above the Bonneville Dam. For decades, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers dumped electrical components in the river. The agency has been cleaning up that site, but non-migratory fish up to a mile from the dam are still listed as do not eat. Here's what's trending tonight. The Oregon Senate is approving a bill that makes Juneteenth an official state holiday every June 19th, starting in 2022. State representatives say the holiday will serve to honor the freedom of enslaved people in the United States. It also aims to acknowledge Oregon's racist roots and celebrate the contributions of Black Americans in the face of inequity and systemic oppression. The bill passed unanimously. On June 19, 1865, General Gordon Granger rode into Galveston, Texas, and issued General Order No. 3, which required the immediate freedom for more than 250,000 slaves in Texas. Juneteenth is also known as Emancipation Day, Jubilee Day, and Freedom Day. Summer camps across Oregon are welcoming new CDC masking guidelines. Camp Fire Winali outside of Eugene said its staff is still wearing masks, but children playing outside don't have to if they're not close to one another. The camp cabins also have medical-grade air purifiers to improve airflow. The camp's executive director said there's been skyrocketing demand for reservations. She estimates more than half of the reservations are from people who have never been to camp before.
I think that both parents and kids need breaks from one another. I mean, there's so much love, but they've been really packed into the same house and it's been stressful. Camp is a place that kids can just forget their worries and make new friends and run around and have fun outside. And I think that's the experience that parents are looking for.
Large group games are not allowed, but kids will be able to play in smaller cohorts. Meals are also eaten outside. If you're looking for a place to send your child, the camp says there are still plenty of available spots. Coming up, President Biden came to Tulsa, Oklahoma today for the 100th anniversary of the Tulsa race riot. What the president had to say about that coming up next. And across the country, you're likely to see more rainbow flags this month. Coming up, we're taking a look at what Pride Month might look like this year as COVID restrictions are easing up.
Concern will grow from the heat to thunderstorms for parts of the region, creating critical fire danger weather in mainly the east side. We'll talk more about that and the thunderstorm chances in the days ahead coming up in just a bit. But first, let's take a live look at Mount Shasta from the Mount Shasta Resort. Watching out for you, this is News Watch 12 at 6.
Father's Day is coming. Give Dad something that he'll enjoy for a long time. You have a chance to win a brand new Husqvarna mower. It's Newswatch 12's Father Mows Best sweepstakes. Just go to kdrv.com/contest to enter. Now through June 17th. Winner announced June 18th. Enter to win now. Brought to you by Newswatch 12 and Daisy's Hubbards.
Abby's has your pizza where you want, whenever you want it. Indoors or outdoors, our house or your house. Let us do the cooking while you enjoy a well-deserved break. Abby's, it's not rocket science, it's just great pizza.
Shopping for a new mattress should be fun. At Medford Mattress, you can save money on a healthy night's sleep without all the pressure. Just a relaxed shopping experience where you can try before you buy. Queen mattresses start at only $199, king start at $299. Isn't it time to save money on a healthy night's sleep without all the games? Now's your chance. Only at Medford Mattressware, quality is not costly.
Are you struggling with pain or a recent injury? BioSkin offers quality products for knee pain, back pain, foot and ankle injuries, and many other conditions. Our braces provide exceptional support and are made from breathable, lightweight, and hypoallergenic materials to keep you cool and comfortable. For 25 years, pro sports teams and medical clinics have relied on BioSkin products, and now we've opened our first retail store right here in Medford. If you have pain or an injury that's keeping you from being active, come talk to one of our trained fitters to find the best product for you.
Hey, hon.
Hey, what are you doing?
Switch us to Spectrum Mobile.
Oh, how come?
Well, better service. Also because Spectrum Mobile costs what they say it costs. No added taxes, no hidden fees, no contracts.
Probably good for us.
Yep, especially because we don't exactly have the best history when it comes to details.
No, we do not. How'd we miss that?
Blinded by these hardwood floors, I guess.
Sure got me.
With Spectrum Mobile, there are no surprises, no added taxes, no hidden fees, and no contracts. It's a better way to mobile. Spectrum Mobile.
You asked for it, and we listened. Abby's Original Barbecue Chicken Pizza is back on sale, featuring our very own pizza sauce and 3-cheese blend, layered with barbecue sauce, chicken, and onions. Order now at abbys.com, DoorDash, or Uber Eats. Abby's, a legendary pizza tradition.
Watching out for you. This is Newswatch 12 at 6 with Brian Morton, Alicia Rubin, Chief Meteorologist Matt Hoffman, and Sports with Josh Shelton.
President Biden was in Oklahoma today visiting the historic Greenwood district for the anniversary of the Tulsa Race Massacre. Black Wall Street, as it was known then, was destroyed by a white mob. Alex Verche breaks down what the president had to say about that tragedy.
In 1921, a mob of armed white men burned down the community of Greenwood, a thriving hub of black-owned businesses in Tulsa, Oklahoma, nicknamed Black Wall Street. Untold amounts of generational wealth wiped out in just 24 hours. The ruthless attack left an estimated 300 black Americans dead, 10,000 displaced. President Biden today visiting the Greenwood Cultural Center and meeting with survivors of the massacre and other descendants, people like 106-year-old Mother Randall.
It's just a big mess.
The pain of that day is still fresh, and so is her pain for a lack of reckoning. No one was ever punished or held accountable for the massacre. There's currently a lawsuit against the city of Tulsa and others for the estimated $1.8 million in property loss claims from back then. But there are calls to do more. The president says the attacks in Greenwood persisted across generations and that the federal government must recognize and acknowledge the role it has played in taking opportunities and wealth from black communities. This afternoon, he's unveiling steps that the federal government will take to boost contracting with small disadvantaged businesses by 50%. There is an interagency effort to address inequalities in housing appraisals. And as part of Biden's infrastructure plan, there's $10 billion for community revitalization projects to help places like Greenwood.
Because we're all people, different color and creed, but we're all people. So why not just treat us like all people?
There's also the hotly contested issue of reparations. There's a bill making its way through the House that would study and then develop proposals for African Americans. President Biden does support it, but it would face an uphill battle in the Senate. Alex Perche, ABC News, Washington.
Community members gathered in Eugene to remember the 300 lives lost in Tulsa that day. Eric Richardson, the executive director of the Eugene Springfield NAACP, spoke about why community members should remember the black lives lost in the massacre 1 century ago.
The African American, when Tulsa happened, when East St. Louis happened, when there's numerous other communities that were terrorized and like kind of destroyed in many ways, are held back. You could talk about Eugene, just how the laws held people back. When those things happened, America was losing.
Richardson went on to say that the soul of America is how we treat other people and how we treat our nation. Senator Jeff Merkley is also speaking out about the centennial anniversary of the massacre, saying this in a tweet yesterday. On the 100th anniversary of the Tulsa massacre, we are reminded that the struggle for racial justice is not new. Terror has been inflicted on black communities for centuries, and we must come together to demand justice for black Americans, and we must never forget.
Tomorrow, we are expecting still some pretty hot weather, not as hot as what we got to today in most spots, but also there is the threat for thunderstorms east of the Cascades. A red flag warning issued. We'll have the details on that critical fire danger for the east side tomorrow coming up.
Experts are saying that with the pandemic, issues of racism and economic devastation, there has been a decline in people's overall health. What one doctor is suggesting to fight this coming up. Here's a live look at those clear skies over Ashland from the Oregon Shakespeare Festival on the Newswatch 12 WeatherCam Network. Watching out for you, this is Newswatch 12 at 6.
Closed captioning is provided as a public service on Newswatch 12.
Welcome to the Kitchen Company, an extensive selection of world-class cutlery, innovative appliances, and professional cookware. From the beginner to the gourmet chef, you're in good company at the Kitchen Company, downtown Grants Pass.
Meet the girls after work or catch up on the ironing. It's a no-brainer, and so is saving big on the best. For cars, trucks, and SUVs, that means Chevy, Honda, and Nissan at Jim Siegel. Save big on Honda Accord, CR-V, Civic, HR-V, Ridgelines, and more. Another no-brainer? Comparing the 3 best at one location. To get big savings on the best, head to Jim Siegel, Grants Pass.
Jim Siegel Honda, can't go wrong.
At Aspen Dental, today is the day to take back your smile. Why wait? We're here nights, weekends, and right now to give you exceptional care and 20% off your treatment plan. New patients take the first step with a complete exam and x-rays that are free without insurance. Because our nationwide network of over 1,500 doctors at 900 locations all have one goal: to make you smile today. Start now. Call 1-800-ASPEN-DENTAL or book online at aspendental.com.
Across America, there are thousands of skilled workers who can fix or build almost anything in or outside your home. Due to our love of old cowboy movies and guitar music with a twang, we're known as Skillbillies. To hire a Skillbilly in Southwest Oregon, go to skillbillies.com and let us know what you need. You won't have to give up your firstborn to get the job done. If you have the know-how to be a Skillbilly, sign up online.
Hi, I'm Tim Williams, partner and trial attorney at Dwyer Williams Chircos. Our client was driving on I-5 when a semi merged into his lane, forcing him into a concrete barrier, causing a bad crash. He suffered serious injuries, huge medical bills, and was unable to return to work. The insurance company took the position that our client wasn't really injured and only offered a small settlement. I tried the case against a high-powered defense team and won. The jury awarded our client nearly $4.5 million.
Southern Oregon is filled with endless beauty to explore. We want you to start your outdoor adventure off right. To find the perfect trail, watch Take a Hike on Newswatch 12 Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Proudly brought to you by Monarch Health and Wellness.
Today, you maybe start to see a lot of rainbow flags across the country because June is known as Pride Month. Now, Pride Month is set to honor and celebrate all those who fall under the LGBTQ umbrella. Parades and celebrations spread across the U.S. will be taking place, and President Clinton, President Obama, and Donald Trump have all recognized Pride Month during their presidencies. Our Health Watch, the HIV Alliance in Eugene, is launching a new program looking to improve access to addiction treatment for people in the Lane County area. The Alliance's new program will substitute the use of opioids like heroin and painkillers with provider-monitored Suboxone. This will look to reduce withdrawal effects and help prevent overdoses. Appointments for that drug treatment will be provided in person at the Alliance via telehealth. A new study suggests a link between the coronavirus and excess deaths from kidney failure. The CDC researchers analyzed data from end-stage renal disease patients. The data was gathered last year from February to the end of August. Scientists found that those on dialysis have weaker immune systems and therefore have a higher rate of death from COVID-19. Moderna is applying for full government approval of its COVID-19 vaccine. Moderna's vaccine was first approved for emergency use by the FDA back in December. The company says it is now submitting trial data for full approval. Findings released in April found that the Moderna vaccine is still 90% effective 6 months after receiving the shots. Happening right now, from the pandemic to racism, racial injustice this past year has been hard on many people. And whether physical or emotional, the trauma is having an impact on people's overall health. More Americans are emerging from isolation, and the U.S. Surgeon General says we need to address a new epidemic, the epidemic of loneliness. Dr. Vivek Murtha says everyone has a different response to trauma. Some reach out, some isolate. The loneliness is linked to depression, anxiety, sleep disorders, dementia, and even premature death. But Dr. Murtha says it's our relationships with others that have the power to heal.
We are all healers in that respect. And this is a time, I think, when deep healing is needed. And if we can get people to see themselves as agents of that healing through the power of their relationship, then I think we have a good shot really at addressing some of the deep trauma that so many people have experienced in our country.
As Surgeon General, Murthy has made addressing the adverse health effects of loneliness a key feature of his agenda as the world emerges from a period of isolation. With Asian hate crimes still occurring across the U.S., some communities are taking safety matters into their own hands. What that looks like coming up next. And controversial voting reform bills are getting passed in many Republican-led states. What Democrats are doing in an attempt to slow down that legislation. That's coming up.
Temperatures staying pretty hot the next few days, but tracking a cool down just in time for the weekend. A closer look at how cool it's going to get and details on those thunderstorm chances the next couple of days coming up next. Now though, let's take a live look at the toasty scene in Grants Pass from the Tap Rock Northwest Grill. Watching out for you. This is Newswatch 12 at 6.
The Newswatch 12 WeatherCam Network, presented by Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford. The We're Hiring page on kdrv.com/hiring connects local job seekers with job openings. Come work for a great team at Clamoya Casino and Hotel. Part-time and full-time positions with awesome benefits. Clamoya is now hiring for the following positions: Finance Ops Manager, Cook, Restaurant Server, Hotel Housekeeper and Laundry, Facilities Housekeeper, Security Guard, Cage Cashier, and more. Located in an amazing community. Check out these and other current job openings at kdrv.com/hiring today.
Shopping for a new mattress should be fun. At Medford Mattress, you can save money on a healthy night's sleep without all the pressure. Just a relaxed shopping experience where you can try before you buy. Queen mattresses start at only $199, king start at $299. Isn't it time to save money on a healthy night's sleep without all the games? Now's your chance. Only at Medford Mattress Wear, quality is not costly.
Hi, I'm Hurstel Jones with Jones & Associates Premier Financial Solutions. If you have questions about planning for retirement, I invite you to join me for a complimentary phone or virtual online meeting where we will show you how to improve your retirement income potential and protect your savings. Contact us now at Jones & Associates, 541-773-9567 or jonesfinancialtalk.com. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay strong.
When it comes to internet and TV, Spectrum has the competition beat.
Really? Can you keep up with all this?
Yes. With faster download speeds and better performance, Spectrum is the #1 choice for gamers. Switch now with the fastest internet starting speeds for the price. 100 megabits. That's enough speed to game, surf, stream, and more on all your devices. Get Spectrum Internet for $44.99 a month. Call 833-742-4499.
Okay, but what about TV? It's not easy to find something that works for everyone.
Spectrum TV with the free Spectrum TV app lets you watch live sports, local news, and more on your TV and on your devices. And unlike satellite, there's no ugly dish on your roof. Get Spectrum TV from $44.99 a month. Call 833-742-4499.
Too bad I'm in a contract.
Stuck in a contract? Spectrum will buy it out up to $500.
Seriously?
And you won't have to sign a new one. Don't wait. Switch today.
Awesome.
Nice.
Yes!
Get Spectrum Internet and TV from $44.99 a month each. Call 833-742-4499.
Now, Storm Watch 12 weather with Chief Meteorologist Matt Hoffman.
Much of the region seeing some very hot temperatures. The coast, not as much. A live look at Gold Beach, where the clouds and fog have rolled in with the marine layer. Visibility just over 1.25 miles, and a temperature right now only 54 degrees. So considerably chilly compared to what we're seeing for inland areas where skies are sunny and temperatures are quite hot. Currently 102 degrees in Medford, 100 in Grants Pass. We're up to 101 in Selma and even 82 degrees up at Lake of the Woods. Down in Siskiyou County, temperatures are in the 90s and triple digits, 101 degrees in Weed and Montague, as well as Happy Camp. And then east of the Cascades, readings in the upper 80s to lower 90s, 90 currently in Lakeview, and it's 93 degrees in Klamath Falls. A lot of records either being tied or broken today when it comes to record highs. Because of the hot weather inland, it's going to be a very mild night, only down into the lower 50s in the basin for Klamath Falls and over towards Lakeview, down to 61 in Wairika and 65 in Medford. Clouds and fog will continue to impact the coast overnight. Tomorrow, another hot day on your Wednesday, but the big difference will be the potential for a few thunderstorms popping up east of the Cascades. It's just going to stay sunny and hot in the Rogue Valley. Highs in the upper 90s. A few spots in Northern California could break the century mark again. Here's what we're focused on for the potential for some isolated to spotty thunderstorms eastern and northern Klamath County, and then over to the east into much of Lake County and down into Modoc County in Northern California. A red flag warning has been posted in much of Klamath and Lake County for that threat for lightning causing new wildfires. Abundant lightning is possible with some of these thunderstorms that pop up tomorrow. The red flag warning is in place from 2 p.m. to 9 p.m. on your Wednesday. Of course, any lightning, not good news. Fuels are very, very dry, and the storms will be capable of some gustier winds that could contribute to wildfire spread. We'll, of course, keep you posted should any wildfires pop up later tomorrow. The timing on thunderstorms, the morning's quiet, a hot afternoon, but then by especially late afternoon into the evening, this is just after 7, seeing some storms firing up, especially in central and northern portions of Lake County have the best chance for those storms. We're going to watch Thursday, maybe a few more storms firing up east of the Cascades and maybe into Northern California. Otherwise, pretty hot the next few days in the Rogue Valley. Will stay dry. Notice that cooling trend late in the week, but still temperatures well above average. We'll really start to see a significant cool down, though, as we move into this weekend, into early next week. So if you haven't been a fan of the weather today, it's going to cool off. By the time we head into Sunday in the Rogue Valley, highs only in the 70s. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast for the coast. The marine layer will be kind of moving in and out the next few days. Highs generally in the 60s through this 7-day stretch. Northern California, hot tomorrow. Slight chance of a thunderstorm on Thursday. Otherwise, pretty quiet into this upcoming weekend. For the Klamath Basin, we'll be looking at the slight chance for showers and thunderstorms tomorrow. And then again on Thursday, cooling off, highs in the 60s by Monday. The Cascades and Siskiyous likely staying dry the next several days. Notice that cooling trend as we move into the weekend. Maybe some shower chances with a system on Monday. We'll keep an eye on that to see if those showers expand. But for the Rogue Valley, the next couple days, the big focus will be on the heat. Highs once again in the upper 90s, pushing 100 in some spots for your Wednesday.
On the fire watch, the hot and dry weather Matt was talking about is already sparking fires in our area, including Douglas County. A barn is now uninhabitable after being destroyed by a fire yesterday. That barn was about 4 miles northwest of Myrtle Creek near Vintage Lane. Crews from Myrtle Creek and Douglas Forest Protective Association got to that fire before noon yesterday. The barn was already fully engulfed, they said when they got there. They had to spread about a 1/4 acre of grass and blackberry bushes. The barn was destroyed. No injuries were reported. Crews continued to put out the hot spots until about 2 o'clock. And a Douglas County fire crew says a debris pile that burned over the weekend reignited. It happened about 3:20 yesterday afternoon. Crews responded to reports of a grass fire about 6 miles northeast of Roseburg. That fire burned about 1.5 acres between Sable Drive and North Umpqua River. Investigators say because the fire was not fully extinguished the first time, the responsible party can now be cited and held responsible for the costs of the entire firefight. Happening now, some Asian communities are taking safety matters into their own hands following the rise in anti-Asian hate crimes across the country. The California Bay Area has seen a lot of the attacks and racist assaults against Asian Americans, and now people there are joining a group to help make community members feel safe again in Oakland's Chinatown.
We want to make shoppers in the area feel safe, and we want to make business owners feel safe also.
The all-volunteer foot patrol fans out across the neighborhood 7 days a week. Similar foot patrols have expanded to other cities, including Seattle and New York. In Oakland, there are now 4 different groups conducting patrols.
At least on every patrol, there are people that say, thank you for coming down. We wouldn't be down here without you.
Business owners in the area say since the foot patrols have had an overall positive effect in that community. New at 6, a new museum in Portland is highlighting the struggles of Japanese Americans during World War II. And it comes at a time when, as we mentioned, Asian hate crimes are on the rise across the country. The Japanese American History Museum is located on Northwest Flanders, the area that was once Portland's Japantown. After the attack on Pearl Harbor, those living in Japantown were moved to internment camps, and that area became a ghost town.
The majority of who were U.S. citizens, and so there was no due process. They were forcibly removed from their homes, and they first went to the Portland Assembly Center.
Exhibits at the museum show the cramped barracks that were used at those camps. The museum highlights our nation's dark history during that time. One of the curators shares why it's so important to remember this history at a time when anti-Asian racism is on the rise because of the pandemic.
It's really painful when you see, especially now, the rise in anti-Asian violence and hate for our community that experienced, this racism and discrimination and the loss that they suffered. You hope that you're teaching this history so that the mistakes and the mistakes from the past are never repeated, and the lessons that we learn from this history, are remembered and not forgotten.
She went on to say that the difference between now and World War II gives her hope because during that time, Japanese Americans didn't have as many allies like Asian Americans have now. You can make an appointment to see the museum. It will be open to the public on Friday, June 18th. Housing and building prices are still on the rise. We'll explain why it may not slow down anytime soon. That's coming up. Here's a live look at the Chillicothe area from the Clamoya Casino on the Newswatch 12 WeatherCam network. Watching out for you, this is Newswatch 12 at 6.
Father's Day is coming. Give Dad something that he'll enjoy for a long time. You have a chance to win a brand new Husqvarna mower. It's Newswatch 12's Father Mows Best Sweepstakes. Just go to kdrv.com/contest to enter. Now through June 17th. Winner announced June 18th. Enter to win now. Brought to you by Newswatch 12 and Daisy's Hubbards.
Hi, I'm the SOS Alarm guy, here to tell you about a great deal. SOS Alarm will not only beat any internet deal, but will install the system too. So burglars, beware. SOS Alarm for security and beyond.
Hey boys, what's up? Just unloaded a shipment of wood stoves, gas fireplaces, and the brand new mini split heat pumps.
Oh, well, I just finished cleaning 3 chimneys, servicing a gas fireplace, and delivered a Wise Way pellet stove.
We got back fast so we can practice our fire technique. Okay, boys. 1, 2.
How many times have I told you? No playing with fire in front of the children. No fire!
Grandma! What the? Smoky stove, still the hottest shop around.
Market of choice. We are in the business of creating an experience for our customer. Our employees, they are our success.
They can really give you chances to grow in whatever position you're looking for.
And the difference that you make is felt and recognized.
It's important for me to work for a locally owned company. So many of the people that work here now have worked here 15, 20, 25 years, and that's always a good sign.
Clean, dry, fast. Crater Car Wash is expanding to serve you. Delta Waters Medford, Grants Pass, across from Sears, and coming soon to the Redwood Highway next to Les Schwab Tires. Monthly unlimited wash plans start at just $20 a month. Download the Crater Car Wash app at Google Play or the App Store and get a free premium wash just for signing up. Medford, and soon 2 locations in Grants Pass. Crater Car Wash. Clean, dry, fast.
Southern Oregon is filled with endless beauty to explore. We want you to start your outdoor adventure off right. To find the perfect trail, watch Take a Hike on Newswatch 12 Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Proudly brought to you by Monarch Health and Wellness.
A consumer alert. Soaring lumber costs are slowing construction of single-family homes. According to the National Association of Home Builders, the surging lumber prices are making new homes on average $36,000 more expensive. Prices for finished steel products hit a record high as well. The issue is putting a spotlight on former President Trump's lumber and steel tariffs from 2017 and 2018. The steel and lumber industries support the tariffs, but some critics argue they're part of the problem. The U.S. Chamber of Commerce says it's making a big push to address the worker shortage in the U.S. The business's lobbying group is announcing its America Works initiative. That campaign is designed at working with businesses and the government to address that shortage. The group says its initiative will make several efforts to turn the job market around. That includes pushing for investments in workforce training programs. Shares of AMC stock were up about 20% in trading today. This comes after A Quiet Place, Part 2, had the biggest opening weekend of the pandemic. It made $48 million over the three-day weekend in North America. AMC also recently announced it traded millions of shares of stock to Mudrick Capital Management for $230 million. Happening right now, the U.S. military says the process to withdraw American troops from Afghanistan is more than a third of the way done. U.S. Central Command estimated that it's between 30 and 40% completed. President Biden has said he wants U.S. service members completely out of Afghanistan by September 11th, which is also the 20th anniversary of the terror attacks in New York. House Democrats have introduced legislation to protect transgender dependents of military service members. Congressman Jimmy Panetta of California and 40 other House Democrats introduced that measure today. It would prevent service members with transgender or gender non-conforming family members from being stationed in a state or country that prohibits or limits gender-affirming health care. According to a new study, spotting fake news stories may be harder than you think. A University of Utah professor conducted a study where more than 8,000 people were shown various headlines as they would appear on a Facebook feed. The results showed the more confident participants were in their ability to spot the fake headlines, the more likely they were actually to fall victim to them. These participants were also more likely to share those stories. The results were published in the peer-reviewed journal Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences.
We are concerned about the threat for thunderstorms east of the Cascades tomorrow. Critical fire danger because of the potential for lightning-caused wildfires. A look at Stormcast again and when things are going to cool down for the region, all coming up. But first, let's take a live look at Phoenix from the Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries. Watching out for you, this is News Watch 12 at 6.
Abby's has your pizza where you want, whenever you want it. Indoors or outdoors, our house or your house. Let us do the cooking while you enjoy a well-deserved break. Abby's, it's not rocket science, it's just great pizza.
Oh, hey, hon, do we have any polyurethane?
Why?
Well, you remember when we said that if we saved enough money, we could build a skate park in the yard?
No.
Well, anyway, I switched this to Spectrum Mobile. Now we're going to save a ton every month.
Really?
Yeah, Spectrum has this mobile savings calculator to see how much we'd save compared to the old plan. Turns out it's hundreds.
Okay then. A small ramp.
Yeah, just a little ramp.
Dad, can I drive the backhoe?
Try the Spectrum Mobile Savings Calculator. See how much you can save by switching. It's a better way to mobile. It's Spectrum Mobile.
Tell me this is on sale. Absolutely, because the Memorial Day Super Sale at Furniture Row has been extended, so there's still time to find tons of great savings.
Like the more you buy, the more you save?
Right, save $100 on every $1,000 you spend.
And financing?
How about 7 years, no interest?
What else you got?
Free stuff when you spend $29.99 or more.
Throw in free shipping and you got a deal.
Deal. But hurry, the extended Memorial Day Super Sale at Furniture Row ends soon.
It's the Ram Spotlight Sales Event at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford. We've stocked up with nearly 200 new vehicles from Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and of course Ram trucks. Choose from one of our largest inventories ever of new Jeep Cherokee 4x4s. Test drive a new Ram 1500 and see why Ram is Motor Trend's back-to-back three-peat truck of the year. And remember, we've added the convenience of test drives from your home and an online process to purchase and deliver your new vehicle. Get Ram Spotlight Sales Event pricing on every new vehicle in stock. Only at the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford Superstore.
You know, back in the last century when your country asked you to do something, you rolled up your sleeves and you did it. Look, COVID-19's been tough on all of us, but if there's one thing I know, to get my kids back to work and my grandkids back to normal, we all have to pull together. And the simplest thing you could do right now is get vaccinated. It's safe. Hell, it's been tested on tens of thousands of people. So do your part. Get the vaccine.
You asked for it, and we listened. Abby's Original Barbecue Chicken Pizza is back on sale, featuring our very own pizza sauce and 3-cheese blend, layered with barbecue sauce, chicken, and onions. Order now at abbys.com, DoorDash, or Uber Eats. Abby's, a legendary pizza tradition.
On the Coronavirus Watch, as evidenced by millions of Americans celebrating Memorial Day weekend, life across the country is slowly returning to normal, but the COVID threat remains. Daryl Forges breaks down the potential risks for those who are still not vaccinated.
Some good news in the Big Apple.
This is the level of COVID positivity today in New York City, 0.83%. 0.83%, the lowest we've seen ever since this pandemic began.
New York isn't alone. Nationwide, the 7-day new COVID-19 case average is dropping, and more cities are reopening, like Las Vegas.
It's just been super strange going from not being allowed to be in public anywhere, and then all of a sudden it's like, boom, everybody's outside.
While many Americans are removing their masks and returning to some type of normalcy, health experts are urging people not to let their guard down and to get vaccinated.
We still are at risk of variants in this country. The more people are vaccinated, the more protected we are.
The CDC says more than half of the U.S. population has now been at least partially vaccinated. Moderna announced Tuesday it is applying for full FDA approval for its COVID-19 vaccine in people ages 18 and up. Health experts say that will have a big impact once it's approved.
I think getting to the populations that are reluctant, that are hesitant, that are still waiting for more information, again, once the vaccine gets full approval, we're going to be able to reach another percentage of them.
After more than a year of loss, suffering, and isolation, many Americans are ready to move forward.
It feels good, though, to be back free.
In Atlanta, I'm Daryl Forges.
Now, Storm Watch 12 weather with Chief Meteorologist Matt Hoffman.
Well, it's going to be another hot day tomorrow to spend any time outdoors, maybe a round of golf. Best to stick with the mornings. That's when it won't be as hot, and we won't have to worry about thunderstorms for the east side. There is that threat for a few isolated or spotty thunderstorms to pop up tomorrow afternoon. Winds will be a bit breezy across the region. Cooler conditions, though, along the coast. Highs only in the 60s for tomorrow. Here's a look at your Wednesday with Stormcasts. The morning will be quiet, but we'll watch the afternoon, especially into parts of Klamath and then into Lake County for some of those storms to start firing up. This is late afternoon, just after 5 o'clock. But look at Stormcast showing some stronger storms potentially into Lake County. And those storms would be capable of some heavier downpours as well as some gusty winds, maybe a little bit of small hail. But the big threat is going to be lightning because we could see some new wildfire starts. Of course, things are very dry. We have extreme to exceptional drought in Klamath and Lake County, and lightning does not help that at all. So red flag warning, 2 to 9 p.m. on your Wednesday. We'll be tracking those thunderstorms very closely. May see the threat for another thunderstorm on Thursday for the Klamath Basin. Friday, though, will be a dry day across the region. Maybe doing some hiking. It's going to be pretty hot for tomorrow. Temperatures in our west side valleys, upper 90s to even some spots getting into the lower 100s.
As the hot and dry weather Matt was talking about continues, the Green Hill Humane Society has some safety tips for your pets. The main tip, leave your pets at home when possible. Keeping them in a parked car, even for just a few minutes, can easily cause heat stroke or brain damage. Make sure your pets have plenty of access to water, and when they are outside, be sure there are shaded areas for them to rest in. Limit or skip out exercise during the heat of the day. And finally, always test the pavement or sand with your hand before letting your pet walk on it.
2 wins on a Tuesday. That's what SOU softball needed to keep their title hopes alive. The road would not be easy. A stingy 9 seed to start and a potential matchup with conference foe College of Idaho. Highlights and more coming up next in sports.
Here's a live look at the skies over Medford from the People's Bank on Middle Road on the Newswatch 12 WeatherCam Network. Watching out for you. This is Newswatch 12 at 6. And here's a look at what's coming up for you tonight right here on Newswatch 12.
There has never been a better time to join the Rogue Valley Country Club, Southern Oregon's premier exclusive private member-only club, featuring a 27-hole championship golf course, state-of-the-art tennis, fitness centers, swimming pool, family activities, and sensational indoor and outdoor dining venues. The club is an affordable one-stop shop for any family wishing to enjoy a safe, exclusive lifestyle. Make lifelong memories doing what you love with whom you love. Call or visit us today.
Some things have certainly changed, yet love remains the same. Voted Southern Oregon's favorite place to buy jewelry, Gold & Gems Fine Jewelry has safety measures in place when shopping for the love of your life. From traditional mine diamonds to lab-grown and diamond hybrids. Each beautiful, each priced to fit every budget. For nearly 40 years, on the plaza downtown Ashland or at goldandgems.com. Gold & Gems Fine Jewelry, where Southern Oregon gets engaged.
Introducing the great new taste of Sicily's Italian plates, starting at just $8.95. Prepared by hand and served with homemade sauces made from scratch every day. Now you can enjoy casual dining Italian style every night of the week. Come in tonight for a delicious Italian meal starting at just $8.95, only at Sicily's. Sicily's is located in the McAndrews Marketplace at the intersection of Poplar and McAndrews in Medford.
Pickers Paradise is hosting our Mattress Money Sale event. When you spend $500 before May 31st, you get to draw out of our lucky pillowcase to see how much you save. On top of Pickers Paradise already affordable prices. Spend $500, draw out of our lucky pillowcase, and you could receive $500 off. That's right, you could win a free mattress. Our Mattress Money Sale event ends May 31st. Come to Pickers Paradise on South Pacific Highway, heading into Phoenix.
Shopping for a new mattress should be fun. At Medford Mattress, you can save money on a healthy night's sleep without all the pressure. Just a relaxed shopping experience where you can try before you buy. Queen mattresses start at only $199, king start at $299. Isn't it time to save money on a healthy night's sleep without all the games? Now's your chance. Only at Medford Mattress Wear, quality is not costly.
Hot temperatures and late afternoon winds are not making life easier for fire crews in the Klamath Basin and beyond. Tonight on News Watch 12 at 11, what the crews are doing on the current fires and where the concern is the highest as the high temperatures continue to be in the forecast.
Now, from the Jim Siegel Automotive Sports Desk, News Watch 12 Sports with Josh Shelton.
2 wins. That's what stood between the Raiders and a national title defense. It wasn't going to be easy because they'd have to get both wins today. But either way, the Raiders, the nationally ranked #1 team throughout the entire season, had one mission on their mind.
We just enjoy each other. We really want to just be with each other as long as possible and come out on top. And I think we all feed off each other's energy. And as long as we keep a good attitude about it and play hard like it's our last game every time and just go out there all out.
Allie says all out, and that's just what she does in the second inning. Steins hits a missile to dead center, one hops the wall. Kaylin Leone scores. Avery Moorhead-Hutzel going to score from first base. Steins all the way around to third with a 2 RBI triple. Raiders lead 2-0 in the second. Lauren Quirke, she got the start in the circle and dominated there. One of just her 8 strikeouts here ends the second inning. No easy at-bats for the Swedes. Quirke would head right back to the plate after the K, and she's first pitch swinging, first pitch dinging. A leadoff solo shot to right field helps herself out. The reigning World Series MVP doing MVP things. 3-0 Raiders. They lead in the third. Top of the fourth, bases loaded. Guess who? Lauren Quirke. She's going to drive in 2 more runs with an RBI double, and it's 5-0 SOU, leaving it all out there on the field. Quirke 4 for 4 on the day with 4 ribbies. Huge first game for the Raiders, a 9-0 win to advance. Still need another to keep the title defense going. But their first win was thanks in large part to Lauren Quirke. Here's a look at some of her stats. A complete game shutout with 9 strikeouts and only gave up 3 hits. At the plate, a perfect 4 for 4 day with 4 ribbies, a homer, a double, and a pair of runs scored. So 6 of the 9 Raiders runs, thanks to the super senior.